30 seconds to a minute. I'll give about a minute to let people log on, and I'll share it around as well. Let's hope this one doesn't cut out. A minute ago I had a problem. Let me know when you guys are seeing us. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube at the moment, but it won't surprise me if these feeds are getting blocked. What's happening here? Let me know, guys, when you're here. Oh, yep, we've got some people joining us. G'day, guys. Obviously, don't mind me this morning. I've had very, very little sleep. Oh, there we go. We're coming on. I'm just going to share it around. You can take a second to share it as well, guys. You can share it on any platform. Use Facebook and Twitter. You know, all the platforms that have banned Tommy. Share this. Share the conversation there, because why not? So give it another minute or so. All right, so I'm just going to share it around. Boom, there's on Twitter. So do the same, guys. Oh, good to see we've got people coming in now. I'll put it on Facebook as well. I love using their platforms against them until they kick me off. That's all right. A long night it has been. So it's about 8:30 in the morning. I've just had my bacon and eggs. Yes, I'm a naughty Jew. I had bacon and eggs this morning. Don't tell my rabbi. Okay, here we go. So, you know, what was it? About 9 hours ago, I got a phone call from Tommy letting me know that he's about to be served for the contempt of court charges that he beat last time. Yep, nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing shocks me, but fuck, my heart skipped a beat and I felt powerless there for a second and, you know, hurting for Tommy. But no time to you know, sit there and sook about what's going on. We had to get straight on with it because we knew. Tommy said to me straight away, watch, I'm going now, I'm being served. I've got to go meet them at whatever time it was for him. But we got to be ready. We got to be ready on TR.news, which is so lucky that we published that site yesterday, because the day we published that site, we finally had a platform where we could actually spread the real news and spread the truth about what was happening, because all the mainstream media were ready, were informed that Tommy's being recharged for the same old offences, the same old charges from reporting outside the Muslim rape gang trial, the one that the entire world witnessed as he did it live on Facebook. And I'm going to apologise again, guys. I'm really scattered this morning, haven't had much sleep, been working all night together with the team at TR.news, and check it out. I know some of you were messaging me that it kept crashing. We had unbelievable. So when Tommy called me, I'll try to keep it in order. When Tommy called me and told me what's going on, said, listen, we've got to get the article ready to go live so that we go live at the same time as the mainstream media, because he was sure that the police had already, the government, not even the police, this is the government, have already informed the mainstream media so that they can spread their fake news, their narrative against Tommy and libels. So we had to do it immediately, and for me it was about 1 a.m, I think it was here. We prepared it, we got ready, and we published it as soon as it had happened. As soon as the news came out that Tommy was recharged, alongside, as we expected, all the fake news mainstream media published theirs. But it was so exciting to see. We got hundreds and thousands of hits on our site. In fact, our site crashed a number of times. The site was under attack thousands of times. There was hackers trying to hack it. I think we were down throughout the entire night. On the first day of our website being launched, I think now we're going to come up to probably 1 million hits, and we were only down for about 20 minutes. So firstly, I want to thank everybody that's shared TR.news, shared the article, shared it, shared the story, shared the truth. and essentially re-platforming Tommy and all of us that are being kicked off the mainstream, the major social media platforms, and share these ones, share Tommy's live, share it, inundate the social media platforms that we've been kicked off, inundate them with the exact content they don't want. These live streams, those TR.news, stories, because that is what they're trying to shut down. And I've said this over and over again in the last couple of weeks. I've said it actually for a long time now. They can target people, pick us off one by one, target the ones with large audiences. But what they have not considered is the fact that now that we are building our own platforms, and it is majorly successful, hundreds of thousands within a week signed up to the mailing list. The only reason why our sites crashed is because of the sheer volume on the site. And I appreciate everybody's patience as we got them back up. But it's been unbelievable. The support is huge. But let's look at the timeline for a second, because it's great. The support's amazing and the people are there. And we're in this fight together, but we need to actually discuss what's actually conspiring here. What is happening? Let's look at the timeline in the last week, because the timeline it's a mirror of the exact timeline of Tommy's entire history since he started as founded the EDL. But let's talk about just the last week and a half. Tommy came out and produced, when he found out that when he heard and he learned that Panorama was stitching up with a fake news story, essentially coercing people into creating fake news about him under the working title of Tommy Takedown, Tommy decided to fight back. He went and he commissioned a documentary called Panodrama. We've all seen it. Professionally done, amazing undercover footage, amazing undercover work. Exposed Panorama, exposed John Sweeney. We know that. Within 24 hours of Tommy uploading that online, about 2 days after the public screening in Salford, where I was there on the big screen outside the BBC offices, he was banned off Facebook. They cut his funding. They banned a bunch of his payment platforms. And then, now they're charging him. Oh, and before that, hold on a second. They sent people to his house to intimidate his family, his wife and kids, when he was not home. Knowing all too well, they knew exactly what was happening. They knew he wasn't home. In fact, on their live videos, they mentioned that he's not home. They put the address online of his wife and kids to provoke a reaction from Tommy that they could use against him. Probably in this case, probably in the Panorama film, who knows? The police, Tommy found a police van outside his house with recording equipment. So, and then now, finally, the final step, the final nail in the coffin, in their eyes, in their opinion, is to recharge him for the contempt of court. But they're not learning. They're not learning that every time you do this, every time they target Tommy in this way, we all see right through it. We all understand. It only proves exactly what Tommy is talking about. They tell us every single time there's no conspiracy. These are all separate incidences. Oh man, I can't even talk. I'm scattered, but thanks for bearing with me. They try to convince us that this has nothing to do with, these are all separate issues. They just happen to have happened in the same week. It is absolute rubbish. The Tommy takedown is not just a Panorama conspiracy. This is a government conspiracy, a government with It's an establishment conspiracy. It's the establishment, whether it's the government, the mainstream media, it's everybody who wants to take him down, working together with the far left. You saw when they came to his house and they sent a far left wing junkie, iced up junkie to his house. Mind you, when we looked into the man and found out that he was an absolute racist scum, you know, the exact kind of thing that they try to paint Tommy as, but they sent this guy, a jihadi lawyer, and the mainstream media with Labour, so politicians sent a junkie to Tommy's wife's house, and he uploaded the location to intimidate and provoke a reaction from Tommy. You tell me what that means. So will Tommy be going to jail? You know what? He probably will be. You know, you'd like to think that in our society, in Western, you know, in Australia, in England, in America, under our democratic, Western, free societies, that justice prevails. And, you know, sometimes it does. But too often, it doesn't. And in Tommy's case, it seems like time and time again, the justice system fails him and fails us. Because all Tommy's being persecuted for is standing up for us, for standing up and defending our values, our culture, our countries, our land. So, yeah, he very well may be going to jail for this again. But will that silence him? And will they get what they want to get out of it? I think they're playing their cards now. They think we deplatformed him. Hold on, I've got to let somebody in. Give me a second here. I think they think that they deplatformed him and now he has no way of communicating to you, to the people. Give me a second, guys. I've just got to open up for this. This is life. 8:30 in the morning in Melbourne, Australia. But it's been a long night. Hold on a sec. Okay. So yeah, so they think that they can, because they've managed to kick him off Facebook with his biggest, on his largest platform where he had, you know, we all know, he used to go live and he had 10, 20,000 people live with him straight away. So they think now that they've managed to shut that down, work with Facebook, work with the left-wing organisation. In fact, we know it. Jihadi was one of the major influences in getting Tommy's Facebook shut down. But look at him today. Today he's on YouTube. Today, this morning, I was watching him, this morning my time, so your evening for the guys in Britain, we watched, he had 15,000 people with him. You all right? You're good? Do you need a hand? No? Just when you come in, just shut this because there's a cat. Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry. So what do we got to do? The fact is, I've spoken to Tommy this morning, again, my morning, and yeah, we'll organise a rally for when the time comes. We've just got to figure out when exactly, because the 22nd might just be a mention hearing. So we'll keep you posted, and it'll be everywhere. This YouTube may be pulled down. His YouTube might get pulled down. There is a major pressure. My Facebook will probably be shut down. So just look, tr.news is where we're going to put all the information every time. Make sure to sign up to that mailing list because that's where the updates are going to come out live as they happen. Doesn't matter what time. So does that mean you'll be back in the UK on the 22nd, Avi? Listen, if there's a rally in the UK on the 22nd, I'll be there 100%. Even if it means I've got my own hearings here in Australia a couple of days before that, but I'll jump straight on a plane and come down there after that. That's fine. That's you know, this is what it is. This is our fight. And if they think that the Free Tommy movement exploded last time this happened, the last time they locked him up, and They just haven't seen anything yet, because this time it will make last time seem like nothing. This time, because you see the frustration people have. Not only are they recharging him for a crime, by the way, that 2 other journalists committed at the exact same time, no charges laid there, but they've also tried to gag him and silence him about it, and silence anybody who dare to discuss it. If you go on Facebook, how many bans I've got just for putting up photos, just for saying the word Tommy Robinson in my comments, in my post. Literally banned for that. So they are actively trying to gag Tommy and gag anybody that discusses what's going on, whilst locking him up. I promise this now, and anyone in the government, in the UK government watching this, don't make that mistake again. You did it once. And you know what it cost you? Tommy went from like 500,000 followers to a million on Facebook. And then whatever their Facebook followers, doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, those people still exist. You took away his page, those people are still there. So he went from being known by 500,000 people to 1 million people. He'll go from 1 million now to 10 million. And guess what? You can't take us down this time. We're at tr.news. Give it your best shot. I think they were saying there was 4,000 or there was thousands upon thousands of attacks on the website in the last 24 hours trying to take us down. They managed 20 minutes that they managed to take us down. And that's why I tell people, listen, bear with us. Especially this was our first day live. Bear with us. We are fighting against the best in the world who are trying to literally pull down our site. They're trying their hardest to make it crash and burn. So if you go to tr.news and for whatever reason it doesn't work, just try again in 10 minutes. And if Twitter gives you a warning, I've shared that screenshot. If Twitter gives you a warning, ignore it. If you're seeing if you're getting a URL from myself or from Tommy or whatever, you can trust it. Don't worry about their warnings. Anyone that wants to actually support, I think it's there's a campaign at the moment that we've started at freedomfortommy.com. You can take a look at my Facebook. I've posted, and my Twitter. I've posted it. You can support there with the legal fees and all that. Anyone that wants to support me, you can do it here or through the Patreon as well. But listen. The only thing that gives me hope is the fact that even when they physically pull down his site, you're all still there. And the world is listening and the world is looking for Tommy. You know, I look at the analytics of the site. I've never seen a site that is 1 day old with so much traffic. And this is traffic that's natural, because if we had Tommy's Facebook page where they put up the link, yeah, you'd expect 100,000 people to check out the site. But now this traffic is literally from people looking to hear what is going on. And people are angry. And if you can, because at the end of the day, if they can do this to Tommy, where millions across the world are watching, and we saw through the last Free Tommy movement, through the last Free Tommy movement, the last campaign when he was put in jail, imagine what they're doing to people that we haven't heard of and that no one knows about. So it's very, very, very worrying that the government can act in such a way. It reminds you of a level of corruption and tyranny that we must stamp out. So, yep, Melanie Shaw, that's right. There are a number in Britain, it seems particularly bad, but even in Australia it's happening. And the only way to beat them is by fighting back. And that's what Tommy has done every single time, and he will continue to do so. They won't knock him down. I think now they've come to a point where they don't even think they're going to be able to knock him down, personally, besides locking him up and throwing away the keys. But we're all here, and we will continue to fight and defend our freedoms and those who fight for it. Guys, keep sharing all the articles. Love you all. I'll keep you posted here. And obviously, Tommy's YouTube's still up, so you can check out the lives that are happening there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gab, MeWe, wherever. Just, if you can't find us, always go to tr.news and refresh it, because we're not going anywhere. Love you all.